experience, specializing in delivering impactful work that has reached over 10,000 beneficiaries yearly, both in South Sudan and internationally, through both in person and online engagements since 2019. At the moment, I am founder and program manager at the Excellence Foundation. And yeah, if you want to reach me, there's my WhatsApp number, and also there is my work email. So in this session, we'll have four key things. The first thing we'll look at the importance of microblogging. And the second thing we'll look at is an introduction to medium.com. And then we'll look at the anatomy of a great post. And number four, we'll look at content strategy, like what to actually write about, especially as we are in our journey of content creation. Now you already have those 10 followers. You don't end there. You don't end there with the 10 followers. You have to let those 10 followers know why they actually followed you, right? And that means you need to create content. And if you create content, you don't just create content. You need to create content with this strategy. And that is one thing we will look at. So the next thing is we'll look at in the learning outcomes. One, we want to see that you will be able to create a professional medium profile to establish your online presence. I think most of you are 80% there because I see you already have accounts. Some of you even have already their about section, their headline, and so forth and so on. And the next thing we'll also see is that you use Medium's features to improve your post visibility and reach, and you understand how to use microblogging to build a personal brand. So yeah, in the first session, of course, we look at why microblogging, the importance of microblogging. We talk about microblogging because it is a low barrier way to share your expertise. With microblogging, it's just like writing pieces. You see, just writing pieces about your experiences, about your expertise, what you know, or your experience with something. Like you see, yesterday I came across a post where someone wrote about their experience with renewing their passports. As all of you are aware, these days there's the shortage of the booklets for passport. Even at some point, there was a meeting between the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and then the Directorate of Nationality, Passports and Immigration. Most of you might recall that. Most of you might recall that even they had said that for some people they might have to be issued business passports, and for people who are traveling in countries close by, they will have to be issued you know emergency travel document. And I came across a post where somebody wrote about their experience, and it was interesting reading that. And that is the essence of microblogging. And also I know some of you who might be actively following the news, you might have seen also the essence, this issue of the nationality of Animu. So it also came back to the spotlight after an article was published by Radio Tamazuj. And you see a couple of people sharing their thoughts about the issue, and they are doing that through microblogging, because they write a couple of paragraphs just so people can make sense of what exactly is going on. So that helps build thought leadership and credibility. Then people read those things, it helps widen the perspectives of audience. And that is what all of us are supposed to do. We're not just supposed to be readers, we're also supposed to inspire people, just like how those people who write inspire us. And then so when you write those things even on Facebook, you can syndicate. You can syndicate that post and put it on what? On medium.com. Next time you are doing certain things, somebody might ask you, can you please send me a link to your work? You just go to your Medium account, and then you flag only the link to what they're looking for, and then you share with them. You see that then it becomes really, really easy. And then, microblogging is also a powerful tool for networking and also job opportunities. Yeah, like when you follow people like this, and then you continue to share your expertise by writing. Next time I'm looking for a job, these days, people who are hiring managers, they do something called poaching. Sometimes jobs are advertised just for just to fulfill those formal processes of advertisement and stuff like that. And also sometimes people post job advertisements just to increase visibility for their organizations and companies, and then bring about engagement to the entity. But then mostly these days, what works a lot in terms of hiring is poaching. People see based on what they know about someone, like how someone writes, how someone presents themselves in networking opportunities and stuff, and then they get to flag off somebody, because the normal hiring process is very expensive, because it has to do with advertisement, it has to do with interviews. It is very expensive in terms of time, even in terms of resources. So people these days are moving towards very cheaper ways of recruitment to cut costs when it comes to hiring process itself. So lastly, it helps showcase your communication and critical thinking skills. Yeah, like when you are somebody who really writes very well and what you write makes sense, you see that, then it helps tell people that this person can actually communicate well and this person thinks critically. So we will focus on medium.com, and somehow I will also introduce you to LinkedIn. Benson, can you hear now? Can you guys hear me? Benson is saying he's not hearing. Is he the only one? Can you guys all hear? Okay, Manas, you can hear. Ajit, you can hear. Tong, okay. Probably. Johnson, you can. Samuel, just type let Johnson leave and then rejoin. So, medium.com is a blogging platform and also works like a social network, because it has aspects of clapping. Like you can clap, it's more like liking on other social media platforms, and then you can reply. The reply is called a response. The interface is clean, it has no ads, and it's focused on content. It has large built-in audience of readers and writers. Right now, people who know you are the one following you. You see that, but in the long run, as your platform grows, you will realize that you get a range of followers, not necessarily just people who know you or people that I tell please follow, follow, follow. You see that, but then as you write, consistently, you will realize that even people you don't even know about, they just follow you. Why? Because they have seen the quality of the work that you write. And then it allows you to create a publication. That is, the publication is your own blog, where you then get to publish, your content, and you can then link that to your, you can link that to your domain if you have if you have a domain. You see that, and then it helps in monetization opportunities. Right now, it has monetization that has rolled out to some countries, not yet available for South Sudan. But as time passes by, South Sudan will be eligible for monetization. You see that, or some of you who might relocate to other countries, you can then monetize in that country. So what are the essential of setting up your Medium profile? So you need to have a username and a bio. So make sure that you choose a professional username. Your bio should be concise and keyword rich, similar to your LinkedIn summary. So you need to make sure that you do that. For example, here I will give you the example of the account for the Excellence Foundation. You see here, the name is here, Excellence Foundation for South Sudan, and the bio is here. We are a volunteer-based national non-governmental organization championing education support initiative and socio-economic development. So this is the the bio. And then when you come here, there's something called about. So the about section is now detailed. I told you that you will copy that from your LinkedIn. Just copy the same about section of your LinkedIn if you already did, based on the exercise I showed you. Like here, you just write, yeah, registered in September 2021, our nonprofit organization aims to promote by providing education, blah, 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 blah. You can even add an image if you want. You see that? And then you can also add your X account. Like here, we have linked our account on what? On X. And then people can easily follow you. You can also know how many followers you have and how many people you are following all together. So that is it. And then if you want to edit your profile, you click this edit profile. So when you click edit profile, it gives you the option, to change your profile picture. If you want, you can change your name, you can add your pronouns. Make sure you add your pronouns. if you're a male, you put he, him. If you're a female, you put she, her. If it is an entity, you put them, they. And then you put your LinkedIn. Then you can, if you want to personalize your about section, you can personalize here. And then you can come here. You see, you can edit your username and domain. The username, you can put the username here. I say that your username must be must not have very weird numbers or those dashes or stuff. Just put your name. Like here, we just put the acronym of our organization, EFSS. And then if you want to enable a subdomain, you can also click here, and then a subdomain will be, and then a subdomain will be created. Like now, ours is now going to be efss.medium.com. You see here, this is our subdomain. So this is how you set up the username, like I already explained here. So the next thing is you put a profile picture. The profile picture must be high quality, professional headshot. The profile picture should also be similar to your LinkedIn profile picture. So you can just use the same profile picture for LinkedIn, and then you also put it on medium.com. The next thing is a custom domain. So now this one is for advanced users. And then, by the way, in addition to profile picture, you can actually put also a cover photo. Like when you see ours here, you will notice that we have a cover photo. You see this cover photo. So the cover photo can also be similar to your LinkedIn cover photo. I saw some people already put. Let me see. Benson has not put, but there was one person who put. Ajit, I think. Ajit. Yes, you see, Ajit put. I think he put it one that is similar to his for LinkedIn. You see, Ajit Tong Ajit, data analyst, academic research, and field operations, transforming complex data sets into actionable insights, seeking new opportunities. His email is there and his number is there. You see that? So he's put that as part. So you put a cover photo like that if you like. So yes, so make sure that we all do that. It's very important. And then yeah, so you can put a cover photo like that if you want. So how do you do that? So what you do is you come here, you edit, you click design your profile. So when you click design your profile, then you will see header is here. So under header you will see image is here. So you want to put the image for the header, you put here, and then you choose the position, whether you want it to be up or center or bottom, you see. And then what do you want to appear, your logo or your name? You can put here if you have a brand logo. So that is how it works. So yeah, so Medium works very well. And for some of you who are running initiatives, these days, okay, Tong Maluet is also say that he has put his. Tong, let me see if you have put yours. Let me see. Tong, you have not followed even the Excellence Foundation bag. Okay, Tong is here. Let me see Tong. Yes, Tong has put his also, you see, Tong Malueth, aspiring mathematics and physics educator, educational support and leadership, community service and quality education, youth advocate, passionate about youth employment. He put his email and his phone number, you see. So this is the essence of branding. So you see that people are cut, you see, like this. And then when somebody comes here, they have an idea of who you are and things like that. And then, yes, so something like that. And yeah, so yeah, and then his URL is good and his account is actually set. So what we need now from you is writing. You see that? So yeah, so pretty much that is it when it comes to having your professional profile. And then you need to also connect your social accounts. You see, you link your, mostly they accept Twitter, so you link your Twitter account to your LinkedIn, to your Medium profile. So that is it when it comes to setting up your profile on Medium. So like that, you will then have an excellent profile that people can see, people can look up to, and people can admire. Next, yeah, so Your profile picture should look something like this, you know. And then we say you need to smile. Make sure that you smile. Smile always in your profile picture. You see this lady? She's smiling, smiling, right? And that is how it should be. Make sure you smile in your social media profile pictures. And then the cover photo can just be something that demonstrates your field. So let's come to post now. We are done with the profile. Now we say that the next thing is you need to create posts. You need to create posts so that now the followers that you have, all these people that have followed you, can remain engaged with you throughout the period of your connection, right? So you need to decide how often you want to post. You could say you want to post at least once weekly, or once every 2 weeks, or once every 3 weeks, or once every month. You decide a frequency that works for you very well, so that we expect that every month at least we need a writing from this. So, and please, you could even write every day, or you could write based on any experience that you come across. You see that? So that people are able to benefit from your knowledge, from your expertise, and whatever skills that you are trying to share with people from time to time. Uh, yes. So the next thing is so here, when you're creating the post, one, make sure that you have a headline. The headline must be catchy and informative, must be short, and must not be more than 15 words. The headline must be 15 words or less, not more. 15 words or less. That is to say that a maximum of 15 words, not more than 15 words. It must be catchy, must be informative. And then you need to have a featured image. So the featured image is a high quality relevant image. You can use Unsplash or Pexels. If you don't have a picture, you can get a picture from Unsplash or Pexels. I think Unsplash is already embedded on is already there on medium.com, so you can just put it there. And then you need to do introduction, hook the reader, state the purpose of the post. You need to put the body. In the body, you are free to use subheadings, bullet points, and short paragraphs. And you need to put a summary, which is putting a key takeaways, and you can add it. So let's go. We are here. So this is the Medium account for the Excellence Foundation. So this is a Medium account for the Excellence Foundation. So we are going to use it to create a post. So if you're using this on the computer, so what you're going to do is you see this right button on the top right. If you're using an app, I think you should also see the same. So you click this right button, and then so from here, this is the interface that comes to you. So the title is where you put the headline. The title is where you put the headline. So let's say that we want to write we want to write we want to write about the annual report for the Excellence Foundation. So we say EFS publishes 2025 annual report. Just simple like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 words. That is easy for that is enough for the what? For the for the report. Then this is the subheading. The report gives a candid overview of the organization's projects, challenges, and opportunities throughout 2025. something like that. And then, you know, with the world of AI, people may tend, you know, people may not want to, you know, write, but you need to, I advise you to write naturally, you know. You need to write, you need to write like naturally, no need to rely on AI. And then from there we put our featured image. So our featured image, so our feature, you can put, you know, you can, if you have a picture on your computer, you click the first one, image, and then it will allow you to what, to do that. So let me see if I have a picture that I might want to use. Let me see. Let me see if I have something. Okay. So this is our annual report cover. So I will just put it here. It looks good. And then this one, I'm going to make it a subtitle, because, so make sure that the second, this one is a title and this one is a subtitle. So this is going to look like the excerpt. You see that? And then let me see. There was an article here that was written by one of my colleagues about the annual report. So let me see it. Let me see it. So I will just copy this. So I just get this. I just get what she has written. I just copy it, and then I paste it here. I paste it here like this. So pretty much this is it. And then you can edit. You see, you can edit. So ideally, the annual report looks at the evolution of the Excellence Foundation for South Sudan in 2025. In 2025, let me say with a focus on its transformational journey and the great work it has done. Despite challenges, something like that. So, and then this, the organization. So we would say that. So we say the organization succeeded in what it had planned to do. So you just write something like that. This will need a lot of editing and stuff. I will do that later. So pretty much that is it. And then if you want to put bullet points, yeah, let's say that, for example, to mention the pro in Count 25 included, then you can put this, like then you can say build your best self fellowship, school-based health awareness, talk time with little scholars, Juba Primary Schools mini competition, teachers skill boot workshop, youth skills boost, virtual master classes, female student internship program, community outreach campaigns, and then prefects board mentorship. And then here we say that when you can have this, and then you can, you see, you can put bullet points like that. That is what was meant earlier when we talked about bullet points. Something like that. So you can put bullet points, and then you can put okay, this is supposed to be number 1. Build yeah, so something like that. Yeah, yeah, something like that. And then you could if you want to put, let's say, a quote, you want to quote somebody. So let's say that maybe this was said by the executive director. You could put something like that, the executive. Something like this, you see. And then you put something like this. You can put quote. If you want to quote, you put quote like this. There are two ways. You can quote like this, or you can quote like this. So you choose which one you like. For this case, I want to choose this. I want to choose this type of quote, which is okay. And then if you want to put a hyperlink, sometimes you want to link to an external link. So what happens is you highlight. Let's say here you want to link the website for the Excellence Foundation. You highlight Excellence Foundation, and then you click link, and then you go and look for the website that you want to put, and then you get the link. You bring it here like this, and then you put the link, and then you enter. So you see, once it is linked, you will see it being underlined, and then once you hover the mouse over the text, you would see the hyperlink appearing. Like here, it will show you that this is the link that has been hyperlinked here. So that is another thing. And then let's say that you want to get an image from, from Unisplash. You don't want, maybe you don't have images on your phone or on your computer at that time. So what happens, you can click this, and then you choose the second one, Unisplash. 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 Now you give the keyword to search. Let's say you're looking for the picture of let's say teacher. Then you enter. Then it will attempt to get you some. Yeah, you see here it gives you some pictures. If these are some of the results, you can click next until you get the one that you want. Let me choose this one. Yes. So it will come with description. You see, like here, photo by Dr. Terence Underwood on Splash. You see this? And then you can copy this, and then you can put it as an alternative image, alternative text, something like this. Yeah. So that is how you get photos from Unisplash, just in case you do not want to, you don't have photo on your PC or on your phone, and then you just want to text something. So that is how you get to move forward with that. The other thing is you can also embed text from a website. So when you click this plus, you can also insert a video. So for you to insert a video, you must first put the video on YouTube, on Vimeo, or other video links that are supported. But mostly I advise that you first put the video on YouTube. So for example, Samuel, can you share the live stream for today? You share the live stream in the chat box. Share the link to the live stream in the chat box, Samuel. So once, let me just try to see if I can. Let me see. So I got this video, then I can just paste it here, then I enter. So once you enter, you see the video will be embedded here. You see now it's loading. You see the video here has been embedded. You see in the what in within the article. You see that. So then you can just give a description for your what for your video. A pupil from Juba, one girls primary school, something like this. You see that. So pretty much, yeah. So we, that is how you put a video within your what within your Medium article. So I think is there something that I have not touched using the insert? The last one is embed. So you can embed content from another site like X. You want to embed an article, content from X. So let's say, let me see if I have access to our X account. Okay, let me see if it will take me in. Okay, I am lucky, it did. So what is going to happen is so then what is going to happen is I have this. I have this link. I copy the link to this post from X, then I put it here, then I enter. Then the link will be embedded. You see this post will be embedded. So it's still loading. Yes, you see it appears live. You see, even people can interact with it within the what within the platform. So pretty much like Medium like teaches you how to sort of how to sort of publish on a website. So like it teaches you just those basics, of publishing on a website and things like that. So that is it when it comes to publishing on Medium. Pretty much we have covered most of the things you need to know, and those are the basics. And then the last one is when you want to add a new part. For example, you want to separate most of these things. Let's say you think that this is where this should end, and then here you would come here, you will click this, and then you say this is a new part. Then you put this dot dot means that this is a new part, and then you come here. You would say that maybe this is where that one ends. You come here and then you insert. This becomes a new part. So that is how this works when it comes to Medium and things like that. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, so that is how it works, and that is how you publish. So if everything looks good to you, what you do is Sarah is not seeing my screen. Are you all not seeing my screen? If you can see my screen, put the thumbs up. Okay, I think Sarah maybe try to leave and rejoin. Yeah, so after that, what you do is you now what you do is you now so what you do is you now click publish. So once you click publish, you then put what you call your your tags. For example, here of course I will put excellence foundation. This is number one tag. It helps improve with excellence foundation, South Sudan as a country. These are my key tags. And then another I will put annual report. Annual report. I will put that. Then I will put non-profit. I will put that, and then I will put. I will also put. I will put 2025, for example. I see. I say maybe 2020 project 2025. I will put 2025. Yeah, something like that. So then, yeah, and then here it has you can publish immediately now, or you can schedule it to go at a later date. You see, you can choose a date, and then you can choose to to publish it at a later date. So that is how you publish. Once everything looks good, then you click publish, and then your article is what? Is gone. But in this case, because this is an example, we're not going to publish it. So just leave it there, and that is it. Do you have any questions about publishing on Medium before I close this article? So if there's anything you need to understand, please you do that. And I think I want to emphasize that, like in the previous cohort, most of them face a challenge with putting the subtitle. Make sure that you put the title first. After putting the title, you have to highlight the words that you want to be the subtitle, and then you click the small t. This small t shows that this is title. This big T shows that it is a title, but we want what? Subtitle. So you put like this. So make sure that this is very clear. So when you're publishing, you need to make sure there's the headline and there's a summary. So this summary like gives just a bit of details for maybe someone who does not have time to read the entire article. They will just end with these two pieces of what? Of writing. So that is one emphasis I want to make. Is the rest clear to all of you? Okay. No questions? Okay, then I look forward to seeing all of you publish good articles, because your assignment is actually going to be about you publishing very good article. And then now I want to also let you know that you can actually also publish on what? On Medium. You can also publish on what? On Medium. You can also publish on what? You can also publish on LinkedIn the same way. So let me go to LinkedIn. And by the way, it's not a crime to syndicate. So syndication is where you publish the same content across multiple platforms. So let's say that you publish a long post on Facebook. You can publish the same post on LinkedIn, and you can publish the same post on medium.com. So that is how it is. So on LinkedIn, when you're on the computer, this is my LinkedIn. If you're on the computer on LinkedIn, so what you do is you see this part saying write an article. There's video, photo, and then write an article. So what you do is you choose write an article. So when you choose write an article, you will see this interface. So one, you should note that up here, if someone who is managing pages, it will give options for your pages. Like I manage these 3 pages, so it will ask me where do I want to publish. In this case, I want to publish an individual article, so I leave it like that. And then the next thing is here, these are the styles. You would choose heading, normal, bold, these things. And then the next thing is you can put your feature image. So in this case, we already have our image. This is the image we are going to use. So we click next, and our image is already what? Uploaded. So the next thing is we need to have a a headline for our article. So we come here, we put our title for our for our for our headline, and then I come here, I bring our subtitle. Our subtitle, I put it here. So here I come here, I say this is a subheading. I think this one should be very clear. It's a subheading. This is a subheading like that. Yes, so from here and then you begin writing. So I'm just going to copy the same things that I had written here on Medium. Then I just copy, I come here to LinkedIn, then I paste. So you see, so yes, so like this, we have copied the same article. You can make it bold, italize, you can block code, you can put a divider, you can add links, you can embed, you can add images as well as videos. So that is how you put the same article on media on LinkedIn, and then you just use the same format, of editing, of putting all the different aspects that you need to make your writing really, really good. And if everything looks good, then you click next. When you click next, then it will ask you already to what? To publish your article. But in this case, we're not publishing it. So say go back, discard. Yes. So yeah, so our article, we are not publishing it, but this is how you write on both Medium and how you also write on LinkedIn. So somebody was asking, how do you add your social media links on Medium? I say that you only add on a free plan, you only add Twitter. You don't add many links. You only add Twitter, and I explained how you're supposed to add that. That is not even part of publishing. So what you do is, like, if you come to your account, when you click your account like this is your account. So when you come to about, you see down here, this is where you add. You see here, this is where you add your account. You see, so that means that you have to choose edit profile. So when you choose edit profile, you see here, it will display a link to your X profile. This is where you get to add it. You see, so so slowly you only add X for now. For now, you only add X. And I think when you have a publication, you can add even Instagram and LinkedIn. So two of them. Yes. And then actually after setting up your Medium profile, and then you already publish actually regularly, you can add your LinkedIn, you can add your Medium to your LinkedIn, so that when you publish, it automatically publishes your content on what? On Medium. For example, but mostly that one works for a page. I'm not sure it works for a personal profile. So when you, yeah, it doesn't work here. But then on a business profile, it's easy. You can add, to your publishing, to your aspects of publishing and stuff, and then you can yeah, this is not available right now. Yeah, it's not available now for personal profile. But if you're managing, if your Medium is for an institution, you can link your institution to your Medium account, and then it's easy for you to publish content the content is syndicated directly from Medium. Once you publish on Medium, it then gets to be published on your page on what, on LinkedIn. So that is another powerful tool that you can actually explore. For example, let's say that this is the page for our this is the page for our Clarity Desk project. So then here, once I come to manage my page, you see, if I come to manage my page, edit page, you see, for example, this post we publish it on on Medium, and then it got immediately syndicated and republished on what, on yes, you see manage content. When you come to setting, you say manage content sharing. So manage content sharing, you can add this. You see, now we added, you just click this settings, and then you add the link, you put the category, and then you put the link. So once you put the link, it will just automatically, when available, the content is published to your what, to your page. So that is how the syndication works, adding just directly from LinkedIn to your account. So I hope that answers your question. Yes, so somebody's asking that X has a character limit and Medium has more. How do you share the same post multiple times? So what happens is, when you publish on medium.com, when you're publishing on X, you don't publish this article the same way you publish on Medium. So you just, for example, you could just get the title and the subtitle, and then you put the link to the long article, because the purpose of you publishing on X is to drive traffic to your Medium account. You cannot publish the entire article on X. You just publish the title and the subtitle, and then you put the link to the full article under the subtitle, and then you publish on X or on Facebook and stuff, and then it will give a preview, a link preview, and then readers can click the link and then come to your Medium account to read the full story. So that is how it works. If you want to publish the whole of it on X, then you have to put it in the form of a you have to put it in the form of a thread, where you put, and then you put others under another one, under another one, until you have published the entire article in the form of a thread. That is to say, if you are not using the paid version of X. But if you're using the paid version of X, you can publish long articles. I hope that is clear to Tong, and then also to Maurice. Any questions? Any other questions that you guys have? Yeah, so if there are no questions, I look forward to reading really very organized posts from all of you. So I want to show you guys some examples of posts that were published by some of our articles, by some of our fellows. Yeah, so for example, this is Betty. So Betty was one of our fellows in the first cohort. So she published this, and yeah, you see, she uses mostly images from Unsplash. You see, but then the problem is, she put a title, but then she forgot to put a subtitle, because this is supposed to be a subtitle. This is supposed to be a subtitle. This should be under this, you see, when you are publishing. So let me see for Samuel whether he got it correct. I think he wrote about his build his best self journey. Yes. So you put a title like this, and then you put a subtitle, and then from here you come and put your article. put your articles, and but don't put hashtags like this. So pretty much that is how you draft. Uh, if that is how you draft some of your articles. Let me see. Akir. Okay. I don't know for Akir how she put the image up. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, but then it's not having subtitle and stuff. It's not quite organized. Let me see for Nyakwar. So you will see that many people are not getting the concept of subtitle, and I think you guys should work a lot on that. Let me see for yes, yes. So you need to have a title like this, and then you need to have a subtitle. This is what I want, and make sure that the title doesn't have a full stop. The headline or title doesn't have full stop. Even the subtitle should not have a full stop like this. Make sure that you remove full stop. Yeah, and then you continue with your writing and stuff. Hey, okay. Okay. So people are in Malshaya, nice. And then you put this, yeah, something like this. So the tags should appear like this. So you put, like here, South Sudan youth, personal growth, career clarity, leadership development. You see that? So something like that. So that is how you should, draft amazing articles. And I look forward to really reading your stories that you are going to publish as part of your assignment. So yes, content strategy. Then, what do you need to write about? Sometimes the people like now most of the fellows that we graduate, I think many of them stopped writing just after the fellowship ended, and I think that is already a bad sign. So we really want you to continue writing even after the fellowship. For example, let me look at some of these fellows that we that we that we engaged with last year. So let me see them. For example, we had Anna James. When you look at Anna James, her last post was on November 11th, 2025. I think that's like a month after her graduation. So she published just once. And then let me see where. The last post for where was on October 27th. That was, I think, on the day of graduation. No post after that. You see that? And then Betty, her last post was again October 27th. You see that? And then Samuel Way, his last post was again October 27th. You see that? And then we have Baka Joseph, October 26th. You see? And then Abraham Athian, October 24th. Marley Mark, October 23rd. Lexis, October 22nd. Gua Majok, October 22nd. Akir Guy, October 22nd. Kajokore, October 19th. Mien Joseph, October 19th. Bamum Guy, October 18th. James Kaman, October 17th. Nyakwar, October 17th. James Akok, October 15th. You see Gabriel Garang, October 11th. You see that? So like many people are not even writing. You see that? So that's why we say that you need to set goals. You need to set goals and then practice. Practice some of these things that we learn in this session. So I really hope that most of you will be very different and you'll be able to do really amazing. You should be able to write, consistently, and that is how we get to grow. That is how you get to grow. You cannot grow when you're not consistent. Small habits are the ones that are very important and are the ones that make people to succeed in the present society. So yeah, share your expertise, write about topics you're passionate about and knowledge, for example, your industry, or a specific skill. You can also document your learning. For example, you could write about what I learned from my first internship or my journey in the Build Your Best Self Fellowship. You can also share your opinions. You can respond to industry news or trends. You can also write how to guides, for example, how to borrow airtime on digital or how to check your balance on Zane. You see, just give a step by step explanation for someone out there. And then you can, like, for example, you can say a beginner's guide to digital marketing or how to build a simple website or how to get admission at the University of Juba. Yesterday, I was in a WhatsApp group and somebody was asking like the process for authenticating documents if you studied from outside. So you could write like how to authenticate, how to authenticate a foreign certificate of higher education in South Sudan. You see, what are the steps you're supposed to follow? You see that. So those are some of the things you could write about. And or you can say, for example, the easiest route to go from Gudele to High Referendum, right? Or from custom, to Mia Saba. Keywords and search engine optimization. Make sure that you use tags. You have to use up to 5 relevant tags for each post, just like how I showed you. And then title, make sure that your headline is searchable. Subheadings, make sure you incorporate keywords naturally in subheadings. And the internal and external links, you need to link your other posts or external resources to provide value and improve search engine optimization within your article. Yes, so you need to format your work for readability. You need to break up large blocks of text. You need to use subheadings, heading one, heading two. Use them to structure your post and guide the reader. You can also make bold, italics. You can highlight key phrases and words. You can use quotes for emphasis. You can make list, bullet point list, and numbers for purposes of clarity. So how then do you promote your content after publishing all these things? How do you promote your content? So you can then promote your content. You can share your content on social media. You can post on you can share your article link on LinkedIn, on X, formerly Twitter, and also other platforms. Another way is you can also include a link to your Medium profile or latest article in your email signature. That is why we talked. I think you have not yet gone to email etiquette, but you're going to have a session on email etiquette. So in the session on email etiquette, you will be talked to something about email signature. So in the email signature, you could include a link to your Medium profile or your latest article, so that when somebody, gets an email from you, people are not people look beyond, the email, so that they are able to find some links that they can click and read more about your work. Network. You can share your work with your professional network, like on WhatsApp, on Facebook, on Messenger, or even on Telegram groups. So that is how you get to promote your work. You can engage, you can comment on other people's posts and build relationships. So that is very important. And then you can build a personal brand with Medium. Make sure that you are consistent. You need to publish regularly, even if it's just once a month. That's why I told you once a month, that means 12 posts in a year, not a very big deal. You see that? Once a month. You cannot write once a month. You can. So make sure that you do that. And then you need to build authenticity. You need to write in your own voice. Avoid, exploring artificial intelligence. Write in your own voice. Write naturally. You see that? Take your time. Write a few paragraphs. Write what you can write. You see that? And with writers usually they draft their work, they go through the essence. Don't rush. When you want to rush, that is when you go to artificial intelligence and draft for us some bogus articles. You see that? Next, don't share information. You need to offer unique insights and opinions. Don't just share common information. Offer value, right? So that people at least pick one or two things from what you're trying to communicate. So monetization, of course, we say that in the long run, once you become consistent, you can then join the Medium Partner Program to earn money based on engagement. And yeah, if you're consistent in the long run, yeah, you get to make money from your Medium account, right? This then shows that your work is valuable. How do you measure success? You measure success using the inbuilt analytics to track your reads, to track your views, and also to track whether people are actually clapping for your work. For example, let's say that you see here, when you come to your Medium, you see this part on the left. See these see this corner. So when you see this corner here, you will see here home, library, profile, and stories, and then statistics. So this statistics is what helps you measure success in terms of reads. For example, you get to see how many people are reading, how many people have viewed your work, how many followers have you got, and how many subscribers have you got, like in this month of January. Like in this case, in this month of January, our stories have been viewed 8 times. We have only one read. We have got 3 followers, and we have got 3 subscribers. You see that in the month of January. If I want to see how we did in the month of December, I click here. In December, we had 20 reads, we had 56 views, and we had 1 subscriber. Then I check in November. In November, we had 55 reads, we had 116 views, and we had 3 followers. You see that. So these statistics help you, when you're now doing your what we call evaluation. You see, you get to see how have you done, what can you do better. You see that. And then engagement, you pay close attention to comments and shares. Pay close attention to whether people are able to share your posts, or whether people are even able to, to comment, to respond to your. Next week, I want all of you to be able to write and publish your first article. Next week, you need to share your article, your first article link in the group. The article can be about your experience, can be about anything. Just follow the analogy that I already shared. Number 3, write and publish a second article and promote both on your social media channels. And then week 4, you write and publish a third article and promote it on your social channels. So by the time you graduate, you must have written 4 articles, and I'm going to follow that on a serious note. So on a serious note, I want to follow that. I want to see that by the time you graduate, you have 4 articles published under your Medium account. Not 4, 3 articles published. The first article must go next week, the second article the week after next week, and the third article on the other week of your graduation. This is very serious, and this is compulsory. This is a requirement for you to be able to graduate. Write about your experiences, write about your expertise, or share fictional stories that people might need for inspiration. Now, the final tips. Make sure that when you are writing, you don't overthink. With writers don't overthink. Writers just start writing. You just start writing, and you see where that takes you at the end of the day. Don't overthink. That doesn't mean that you cannot think. You can think, but don't overthink. Next, write for your audience. Usually, we say that when we are doing anything, we need to do everything we are doing from a perspective of human-centered design, where we put our audience at the center of whatever we want to do. So in this case, what problems are you trying to solve? You see? Next, embrace the community. Read, comment, and clap for other people's work. And of course, proofread. Read your work out loud before you publish. When you drop your article, try to read it out loud. Read it like 2 to 3 times. If everything looks good, then you can proceed to publish. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of our session. So this is your assignment. What is your assignment saying? Your assignment is saying that the deadline is 16th January 2026 at midnight. So the objective of this assignment is to help you apply the principles of microblogging by publishing a self-reflective article on Medium and engaging with your professional network. Number 1, complete your profile. And so your Medium profile is fully set up with professional photo, a keyword-rich bio, and linked social media accounts if applicable. Write your article. You draft an article of 200 to 250 words titled My First Step into My Microblogging, or something similar. You don't have to write exactly like this, but I'm just giving you a suggestion. Your title could be My First Step into Microblogging, or you could choose your own. In the article, you reflect on what you learned during this masterclass. Reflect on what you learned from this session and how you plan to use Medium to build your personal brand. This is your exercise. Number 3, optimize your post. Use relevant and high quality featured image. Get a featured image from your computer or from an splash. Include at least one subheading and use bold or italic formatting for emphasis within your article. Add at least 3 relevant tags like microblogging, personal branding, or career development. Publish and engage. Publish your article on medium.com. Follow Excellence 5 for South Sudan Medium account on medium.com. Most of you have already done that. So if you have not done that, please you do that. Uh, I'm going to link. I'm going to link this and share the article to your published link. Share the link to your published article on Medium, on your LinkedIn and other professionals. Actually, what I want you to do is I want you to syndicate. You publish the same syndicate your published article on LinkedIn and share either links in other professional social media accounts. So what I want to do, you're not going to share the same article on LinkedIn, but you're going to syndicate. Syndicate means republish. You follow the same steps of publishing an article on Medium, and then you republish the same article on your LinkedIn, and then we say submit both links. Submit both links to your Medium and LinkedIn articles through Google Classroom by Friday. So you need to publish the same article on both LinkedIn and medium.com. Please make sure you have a title, you have a subtitle, and your article must be highly organized. It must have featured image and things like that. So ladies and gentlemen, that has brought us to the end of our article this has brought us to the end of our presentation for today. I want to wish you the very best of your afternoon. If you have any questions, please ask. Any questions? Please make sure you publish really amazing articles. I want to see really high quality articles following all the anatomy of a great post. And and then when you publish your article, also you share in the WhatsApp group so that other people can be inspired. Other people can be inspired by your work, and then they also get to do something amazing. No questions? Okay, then if there are no questions for those people who are in Juba, we'll meet again tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll meet after lunch. Make sure that you eat well. There's no food, so make sure you eat very well. That is why we put the session after lunch. So you need to eat really, really well before you come, so that we have an amazing session together. So if there are no questions, I'm handing it over to. Yes. What time are we going to meet? I think the session begins at we're going to have 3 hours. So the session begins at 2. Is it 2 or 1, Samuel?
I think the session will begin at 1 o'clock tomorrow.
Yes,
arrival
the
to
session begins.
1:30 because we're going
The
to have
session
3 hours. So that we leave earlier
so the
because we
first
don't
session
want
will
to
run
reach
from
6. We at
the,
least have
the first session will run from 1 to 2:30, and the second session will run from 2:30 to 4:30, right? From 2:30 to 4.
exactly.
Yeah, so the session begins at 1.
Yeah,
So
you're
that
right.
means yeah, so that means that we need to arrive by the last person should arrive by 12. We need to start arriving by 12:45. The last person should arrive by 12:50. The last person should arrive by 12:50. So you need to uh yes, you need to be early, please. Just be early, and the place is within the center of the town. You shouldn't get lost easily, and if you have any questions, please put them in the WhatsApp group. I see Maurice is asking that what are the requirements. There are no requirements. Just I think the slide decks will be shared with you beforehand so that you can easily follow. But you also need to come with a notebook and a pen where you can take your notes, and the session will be mostly around networking. So you can also just research a bit on networking techniques. And I think the other session is on emotional intelligence, right, Samuel?
Public speaking.
Public speaking, yes. So the sessions are on public speaking and emotional intelligence. So that
They're
means
all
that
practicals.
yes, so there will be a lot of practical sessions and stuff. So we have to, yeah, we have to be there. And I think for the networking session, you will be given assignments to actually go and do real networking engagements and be able to benefit from those sessions. So I hope that you will make the best out of the sessions tomorrow. And I wish you, of course, all every best.
Okay, thank you so much, Emmanuel, for such a wonderful presentation. Dear friends, that brings us to the end of our today's session, and we really hope that this will be bring a great impact into our professional life. As he has mentioned earlier, consistent is the key. For us to at least be engaging on those kind of social media, we need consistency, and I really hope all of us we get into that and put it into practice so that our social media and our professional life journey get viral. So thank you so much once again, dear fellows. So as he has mentioned earlier, so at least tomorrow the last person would come at around 45 minutes after the hour of 12. Like we are going to start exactly at 1 o'clock. So arrival time 12:30. Everyone will really be there tomorrow. And as he mentioned, tomorrow please get to have your lunch ready because I think we will only provide maybe water tomorrow. So make sure you go there prepared, like you have something already in your belly. I think that's that about tomorrow. And if there are any inquiries about the location, I think we will also be there in the WhatsApp group later. We can also give you. But make use of the Google, map. You already learned, so you can also make use of that, and it can definitely get you to the location. So that's all, dear fellows. I think we'll wrap up our session today, and I really wish that everybody will make it tomorrow, unless you're out of the country. Like we will really get to see ourselves tomorrow. You get to know each other. So I think by that, let's end the session from there. And if there are no questions again, maybe, or if there's a question, maybe we'll be behind for some quiet minutes. You can be there to also answer the question. Thank you. Feel free to leave the call and see you tomorrow, everybody. Thank you.